So now let's look at the Iranian escalation ladder. So what's happening is that in the beginning, Iran does two major things, okay? The first is attack military targets, okay? And what they're basically targeting are US radar systems and air defenses. Because once these two things go, then Iran can attack whatever it wants, okay? It's also close to Strait of Hormuz, all right? And by closing the Strait of Hormuz, you put pressure on the economies of the GCC, as well as East Asia. The hope is that by blockading the economies, the GCC, UAE, Saudi Arabia, Bahrain, Qatar, Kuwait will put pressure on Donald Trump to end this war as quickly as possible. Also, East Asia receives most of its oil from the GCC, from the Strait of Hormuz, right? So China gets about 40% of its oil. Japan gets 75%. That's a lot of oil. So the hope is that these countries will put pressure on the United States to end this war as soon as possible, okay? So that is the Iranian strategy. But if they're forced to go up the escalation ladder, what will happen is this. If you attack their economy, they will attack your economy as well, okay? With missiles, basically targeting oil fields. If you attack their civilian infrastructure, they will attack your civilian infrastructure as well. And what is the main weakness in these GCC countries? Desalination plants, okay? Desalination plants. That's it, okay? That's the extent of the Iranian escalation ladder. Because it doesn't have nuclear weapons. It doesn't have biochemical weapons. Okay? It doesn't have intercontinental missiles that it can target the United States with. So as you can see, the US and Israel have escalation dominance because it can go way up higher in the escalation ladder than Iran. But that's the wrong way to understand this. Okay? Because if you look at their strategies, Iran has much more flexibility, much more calibration than the United States, okay? When the United States attacks you, it's pretty blunt. But look, if I close off the Strait of Hormuz, I can be strategic in how I close the Strait of Hormuz. For example, if you're a Chinese ship, I'll let you pass. For example, if you are a GCC nation and you want to bribe me, if you want to pay me a tax, I'll let you pass as well. If you're a GCC nation and you're like, you know what, forget the United States, I want to be a friend of Iran, I'll let you pass as well. You understand? So by closing on the Strait of Hormuz, it creates a calibration strategy. It allows Iran to selectively and strategically apply pressure to the friends of the United States so that they become the friends of Iran, okay? Same thing with these drone strikes against oil fields and military targets, right? If you attack me, I attack you with drones. But if you don't attack me, then I don't attack you, okay? So in other words, okay, this is a really important idea. The US and Iran have different military decision trees, all right? So let me explain how. Because the United States and Israel, they're just attacking Iran, okay? And they attack with air power, so that's very blunt, right? Okay, so you go from one step to the next, to the next, to the next, okay? This is the classic escalation ladder. Iran is not like this. Their decision tree is different, okay? Because their strategy is to force the United States to admit defeat and retreat from the GCC. Okay, to close down the military bases in the Middle East so that Iran has control over the Strait of Hormuz and therefore it can control all world trade. All right, so that's the strategy.